my knowledge, there's no direct connection between standalone Cove data protection and ConnectWise for billing at the moment. So what you would have to do is you would have to identify these devices within N-Central. So you would have to build maybe a filter to identify these devices. So if you come into configuration and you go to filters here, you could, I'll click on filters here. You'd first of all identify those devices. So you might see, so we have Cove standalone. So I've already created a filter here. And what I've done is device enable backup equals to false, and application name contains backup manager. I might want to also include the requirement that device is servers, for example. So I might add a second line to that where I'll choose device and I'll say class equals to, and I'll choose server Windows, and that will allow me to identify the Windows devices. And then I could also replicate this filter for workstations or laptops, because obviously you might have a different billing requirement there. And then you just choose, one for workstations and laptops. And again, you'll preview that and you can see where those devices are as well. So these are all the devices that have standalone Cove installed at the moment as well. So once you have your filters created to allow you to identify those devices, you're then going to come down to your PSA integration section. Now mine's configured to use MSP Manager at the moment, but it's very similar if you're using ConnectWise, and you click on billing configuration, and then you add a billing configuration. So it's slightly different in ConnectWise to MSP Manager, but you come in here, you select the filter you want to use, which in this case would be, Cove standalone servers. You select customers, you tie that into the service items from ConnectWise, and that will obviously push the billing, and you schedule when you want that to run as well. In terms of Microsoft 365, because there is no tenant available for that, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to do or automate as such. So if we come into our enable backup dashboard, I'm not sure if I have it configured in here at the moment, but typically, obviously, if we have the server, the workstation backup installed, we have a server. But because Microsoft 365 is a tenant, right now, you're not going to be able to automate that process. So you'll be able to see the information in here, but you won't actually be able to push that because there's no device that we can register it against. What one kind of workaround, which isn't a very brilliant idea, is you could obviously build some form of monitoring, maybe using automation management, maybe using PowerShell, that allows you to get how many devices are currently being backed up within a Microsoft 365 tenant, and obviously feed that into a property or something like that you can then feed in. But I don't think it's going to work efficiently as such. I think by the time you get that working, and obviously having to double and triple check it, it's easier just to grab the information from within the integrated dashboard itself.